Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Star Control 2. This is part 3. Let us go to outfit our starship, shall we? Definitely going to need some fuel. Well, I don't think we should need too much for the system, so we should add 30, I think. Let's add some modules. Here's our fuel tank. Here's our crew pod. Here's our storage bay. And our iron bolt gun. But I don't plan on doing any combat of my ship for now, so I'm going to be getting rid of that. How would I like to do this? I'm going to add a fuel tank there and get rid of that one. Let's see, I'm going to move my crew there and add some storage bays. Also going to add 1, 2, 4 antimatter thrusters, so I could probably do that in a better way. I have no thrust whatsoever. This one there, 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 and there. That'll do nicely. A turning jet there and there. Full on crew. Let's just top up the rest on fuel, I think. And we don't need anything in the shipyards. Let's depart the starbase. Now, I believe we've got everything on the moon. Yep, got everything there, so we don't need to land. Let's navigate. Let's head to Mercury first, because I know there's stuff on there. We didn't get everything. And as you can see, we're travelling a lot faster now. And we're a lot more manoeuvrable. Scan the planet again. Let's just land here next to the gold one. I think the red is the least valuable on this planet, so I don't want to potentially lose any minerals. The bigger the blob, the more value they have in quantity. That'll do. Just carry on gathering everything. And avoiding the flames and earthquakes if we can. Ooh, lost a couple of crew. Okay, time to get out of here. We don't want to lose our only planet lander. So get this gold down here. Oop. Let's take off again. A few more pieces to get. As you can see, it's using 0.7 fuel, so that is 14 RU's worth of fuel every time we land here. This one here is worth 3, and we've got 18 times 3 is about 60, 54. So made a profit there, just getting that one alone. Ooh. They are losing crew as well, which adds up the cost. This one. There we go. Lost a lot more crew than I would have liked. Okay, let's navigate. Let's leave this planet and head to Venus next. Let's go land on Venus. Scan the planet. Now on this planet it has a couple of the 3 resources, but mostly 1s, and as you can see the temperature is extraordinarily high and lightning is level 8, and if I remember correctly it can't get any worse than that, so we'll probably lose our lander in a couple of seconds, so we're not going to land here. Let's head to Mars. Go through the sun. It's the first time I've played this campaign in about 15 years. I last played it on the 3DO when I was about 12 years old. Let's scan Mars. We've got some average minerals and it's nice and safe, so we can go here and mine everything to our heart's content. Some potassium, aluminium, potassium. We've got over here bismuth. Let's get this one here, aluminium. 2 more pieces left, and it only costs 0.8, so that is 16 IUs. Let's see how much we get from this. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times, yep, so we made a profit. Not much of a profit, but profit nonetheless. Let's go navigate. Next will be Jupiter, if I'm correct. There's Saturn over there. There's Jupiter over here. I think it is. Oh, it's below me. Come back here, Jupiter. We've got 4 moons here. Let's go to the red one first, I think. Just go to Jupiter. There's the eye of Jupiter. Oh, we can't scan this planet, so let's exit that and navigate. Maybe because it's a gas giant. Scan this one. This is Io. Ooh, lots of radioactives here. A few earthquakes, but luckily no fire, so let's try and be careful. There's an earthquake there. Now, I don't want to lose any value from these, so I'm going to... And it only costs 9 resource units every time we land, so we're definitely going to make a profit here. But basically, if our cargo bay on the bottom right, the red bar, fills up too much, then we don't get all the value of the resources. I think I get one of them. Oh no. Oh well, I tried. But we would have got a lot more from that last one we collected because our gauge would not have been as full. Oh well, live and learn. Let's navigate to the next moon. Scan this one, Europa. A couple of radioactives and some low value red 2s, if I remember correctly. I say that's a lot, don't I, if I remember correctly. Ages since I played this game. I have missed it. Let's get this red over here and take off, I think. And then go over here. More radioactives. There we go, that's this moon clear. Just go to this one over here, the pebble one. Scan here, it's a safe planet. And there's nothing here. Someone beat us to it. This last one, nice and safe. couple of low value minerals, Ganymede. It might be worth it. 9 resources. So we should get for this one alone. 17. Yep, so it's definitely worth it. Especially at this early stage in the game, where every resource unit counts. Let's land again. Two more bits to go. 19 in that one. Okay, that is all of Jupiter's moons done. Let us head to Saturn. There it is. Saturn looks like a gas giant as well, so we can't land there. What moon is this? It's Titan. Let us scan. Oh, we've got some 3s on here. Lightning is a slight risk, but only slightly. I think once it's in the 3, it's the danger zone. Ooh, leave me alone. Take off. And land on this double patch over here. Or not. Get this one here. Ooh. Lost a crew member. And navigate. Okay, next is it Neptune? No, that's not the one. Where is Neptune? Okay, it's the other side. Or is this Neptune? I always get mixed up with these two, the order they're in. This one's Neptune. So everyone's Uranus. Yes, I know, it's a funny name. Get it out your system. There's a lot more funny names in this game. I may as well land here. Only costs 10 to get there. Get you. Some potassium. Fortunately, this is a safe world. Not much in these units though, is there? Only 9 there. For arsenic. E. Okay, let's head over to Uranus. There we go. Avoid Saturn. Come on. That's a gas giant, so we can't land there. If I saw correctly, Pluto's up here. Yes, it is. Let's go land on Pluto. Scan. Some purples worth 25 and some energy. Let's just get the purple first. That's 5 to 125 resource units there. Ooh, and what's this? It's a weird red ball with other coloured balls sticking out of it. Let's go speak to it. Mayday from surface! We have come under fire from an alien vessel we found hiding on the surface of Pluto. Captain, they killed Kowalski, Fritz, Chin, O'Donnell, Luigi, and all 3 of the Liberman triplets. We have returned fire, but our stunners can't penetrate the ship's hull armor. We are initiating emergency launch procedures. End of transmission.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spathi, Captain Fwiffo. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spathi, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spathi cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spathi, is Huffy, Muffy, Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt.
Oh yes, people got hurt. I remember Fwiffo. I got very fond memories of Fwiffo. When he says vehicle, I've been saying that for a decade and a half, and he is probably my most favourite character in the entire game. Don't kill us!
Okay, sure, we won't. Just remember though, this offer may be revoked at any time.
What are you doing here on Pluto?
About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
Where are the Ur-Quan now?
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Ur-Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed toward the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned.
Do you know anything about other alien races?
We only know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat roles, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bug-Squirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shofixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
What do you mean, blaze of glory? What happened to the Shofixti?
The Shofixti were half feral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Ur-Quan Primary Task Force at their homeworld, the Shofixti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Ur-Quan dreadnoughts.
What about yourself, Fwiffo?
Me? You mean me, personally? How nice of you to ask! I was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My male parents had to work hard to support us, very hard, but each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name! She said, "Fwiffo, Fwiffo, would you please answer the door? I want someone's love." What a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with my parents' assistance, achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jamb and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next bush. So I would plant trees to climb at regular, easy-to-reach intervals. And being a Spathi of the world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well, so I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of correct stones. Not too heavy, not too light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted, aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came careening down the street outside my house and knocked me unconscious. When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship Star Runner, headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
Ah, poor Fwiffo. What are you doing here on Pluto?
When the Ur-Quan Armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy as combat thralls and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to free atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Ur-Wraith and Spathi fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon.
Tell me, what are you doing on Pluto now?
Originally, we were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spathi a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. So the Ur-Wraith kept telling us that it was impossible since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Ur-Wraith left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
What happened to the Ur-Wraith stationed in the system?
The Ur-Wraith contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Ur-Wraith's passivity and wanted them to kill or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went off to have some fun.
When do you expect the Ur-Wraith to return?
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of real soon.
What is happening at the base on Luna then?
We decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio malnorme fun rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there.
What happened to the other What's happened to the other Spathi ships?
Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-Guard forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we Spathi call the Ultimate Evil!
How many crew do you have on board?
Thousands, that is to say scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today.
Hundreds? Come on.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor Spathi like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' Eluder-class void ships typically holds 30 Spathi crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the ultimate evil. And in fact, my vessel is somewhat understaffed right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand.
The galaxy teems with threatening monsters. Are you happy here, alone and vulnerable?
How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, and yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death.
Who or what is this ultimate evil?
As yet, the ultimate evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the ultimate evil's nefarious intent.
Why are you still here, Captain Fwiffo?
Since it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Taffy, to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home. And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea. Alas, as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Fwiffo, was left here alone. For, as even the most immature in wrestling knows, there must always be one spotter who puts the short top on stick.
I'm sure you'd feel a lot safer if you were with us. Come on, Fwiffo, join our fleet.
Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment, though, and make sure you understand that any other Spathi ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
Hey, we've got Fwiffo.
Spathi Eluder, quick with light main gun, releases backward utilized tracking torpedo missiles.
Well, this is navigate, and I think I'm going to call that it for part 3. Join me next time for part 4. I'll see you then.